My dearest friends, thank you for watching. This is another episode of the Heart to Heart Talk. I'm Kaya Mari from Heart to Heart. And I have again my dearest friend, soul sister, and amazing healing counselor, Antoinette Thompson here. Would you like to introduce yourself, Antoinette?
Thank you, Kaya. Again, it's wonderful to be here. So, I'll give a little spiel. I call myself an intuitive healer and a soul mentor because I like to guide and support people on their spiritual path. And as we all know, the ascension path is not the easiest one. So it's often we a lot of blocks and triggers and things come up. So I use various techniques: energy alignment, Reiki, chakra balancing, numerology, past life, regression, a lot of different techniques so that we can get to the bottom of where your blocks are and help to support you. And as a healer, I totally believe that a healer activates something within you to heal yourself. So that's my whole philosophy. It's not a case of I'm going to heal you. It's an activation, a support, a guidance for you to heal yourself.
Thank you, Antoinette. Beautiful said. And I can say by myself that I had the honor to had some sessions with you, that this part of activating and really supporting me so much on my healing journey is you're gifted. You're really powerful and gifted.
Thank you.
Intuitive healer. And now we come to the topic of this episode. We wanted to talk about this in the first episode, but then something different was coming up, and now we come back. We want to talk about different forms and names and concepts of relationship, and to name the twin flame journey, soulmate, soul contracts. There's these toxic partners as well. I don't like this so much because I think even these relationships are really important on other levels, and to name them toxic is, for me, it's judging them and not seeing the higher purpose of them as well. But this is my personal point of view. And what is beautiful as we talk, Antoinette, as you are married with a soul partner, with a soul companion, since long, and you
20 years.
20 years, yes, what I found amazing, really amazing. And at the same time, you are on the twin flame journey. You have met your twin flame. Maybe you would like to talk about this a little bit.
Yeah. So, okay. So my husband and I have been married for 22 years. 20 years this year. So I would say, and I believe, that he's my soulmate. So we're going, for the sake of ease, we're going to use the labels today.
Yes.
Just so that we can I guess compare and help people to be able to realize the depth of these relationships, and us being humans, we need to categorize and understand on a human level. So that's why we've decided that we're going to use these terms today. So my husband and I have been through a lot together, a lot of challenges. I, for many years, had illness. A big part of our marriage, I would go as far to say 18, 19 years, has been difficult times. Indeed, there was a lot of loss, heartache, a lot of illness relating to myself, like this vicious circle of illness that I now understand was meant to happen. I was meant to experience it so that I would be of service to other people. And we knew each other for 4 years before we got married. But I guess the point that I want to make is I didn't actually know him before I started the journey of the illness. So that's just to put a bit of a context around it. And I think then later we may be able to come back to, you know, the karmic soul contract label. So we've been through a lot, we've endured a lot, we're still together, and my intention is to stay together. And we've grown a lot together. We've seen a lot of things, we've shared a lot of things, we've endured a lot of things together, and we draw strength from each other. We've supported one another in whatever endeavors. And you know what? I truly believe that he's my soulmate. We've had past lives together during my ascension and my spiritual development. I have had memories of lives that we have had together in different capacities. In one particular lifetime, he was my son. And they want me to share this. So in this particular lifetime, he was my son, and I was a healer of sorts back in the times when healers were called witches or sorcerers or wizards or whatever label. I was actually persecuted and I was hung in that lifetime. And sadly, my husband in this lifetime was my son in that lifetime, and he experienced the trauma of watching this. So I guess the reason why they want me to bring this forward is that so that people can recognize about the soul groups and how we reincarnate with the same people, and that also brings in that little component, that little component of the karmic contract.
And this is beautiful that you bring that in. And what find I interesting, as we talked about your recent challenges in the relationship to reaching the next level. What I understand what's happening between you at the moment, what I know by myself so well, and I think what's a common pattern between man and woman, that mother stepping in the woman stepping in the mother role and the man in the child role, and that this is something especially for us caring and sensitive and empath women, what's happening really, really quickly, that we mothering the man who has to heal his wounds. And this is something what you're challenged with at the moment. And when I hear he was your son in a past life and carrying a guilt from this past life, I think, towards you,
definitely
he couldn't rescue you, how these I got goosebumps all over. It's coming back.
So I just then, I guess that's why they wanted me to share it.
Yes, how this I call it patterns from a past life can show up in the recent life, even when you serve your husband, the roles are in a way in these challenges you have at the moment equal.
Absolutely, and thank you for bringing that up, because it's it's just as it always does. It's always just flowing and falling into place. That this is something that we need to speak about, because it's I was a mother. I was his mother in that lifetime, and he experienced that trauma of watching me being hanged, persecuted for being my authentic self.
Yeah.
And it's making a lot of sense even as we're talking, because now I guess with the challenges I'm experiencing now in stepping in, being in this mother role, and wanting to step out of that mother role and wanting to step back into the wife role. And
the powerful healer, not just the wife, the powerful healer as you are.
Coming back to my authentic self, and I'm finding it challenging, because that contract or that past karmic connection of me feeling that I abandoned my child because I was hung, that guilt, that need for compensation, has it actually created in me the need to be the mother, to manage, to, to organize,
to take care of as well.
And now that I'm coming back to my core and to who I really am in an authentic sense, it's now triggering me to be that mother. I don't want to be that mother.
And what I see as well on his part, when he carries his wound of this lifetime, that he has lost you because you were that powerful, true self. And when this is not healed in him, how frightening that must be in your situation when you step out of the mother role and step into the powerful, true you, feminine, amazing person. And when he has his memories of this lifetime, there's the fear to lose you again.
Absolutely.
And something on many levels, we discover this really in this moment. This is
we are so discovering this at this moment.
Talked about this before, and that a part of him has to avoid that you step in this role. For sure, unconsciousness, but to save you. What is in this lifetime totally contradictory.
Yeah.
But in the system, wow.
This is an on-air revelation, people. Like, this is just like happening. This is happening right here, right now.
This is life. We haven't planned to talk about this. Wow.
No, we haven't. Wow.
So you have your actual dynamic here with the experience of the lifetime, what is not solved and what is still working in this moment, on this point of time.
Yeah.
Wow. And you become conscious now about the dynamic. He's not yet conscious. Maybe he will see this talk, or you will talk about with him, and this will become interesting because he knows of this life or not. You discover this together.
We discovered it together in the same room at the same time.
Wow.
We both went to this is the first past life regression that we ever experienced. We went to a regression class. It wasn't an individual, it was like a class. And we both were guided. That there was a regressionist guiding us through our meditation. And we both went to the same past life, and we both saw the same thing. And we had never, ever spoken about this before.
Wow.
I think that's what the facilitator said. He says, seriously, this has never happened before. What's going on this side of the room? And everyone was like, what? Including us. Because we were like, the detail was unbelievable. Like even the color of our clothes, the architecture, the place where it took place, what people were wearing, what I was wearing, what he was wearing. It was totally incredible.
And what next goosebumps of this, and then this is coming up today when you're dealing with this, how can you step out of the mother role in your relationship, where there are many facets at the moment, but this is a big challenge you are in at the moment.
Yeah.
And then I see him, as he is today, but he is still this son, this little boy, want to protect you from stepping into your power, not to be killed again, or for him because to lose you again, and failing in this lifetime to protect you. And I can imagine in his soul contract is written, in this time he will save you. But when it means to save you, that you are not allowed to step in your true nature. Wow, you have something to work on there.
Wow. This is online, on time, on air. This is not pre-rehearsed.
No.
So forgive my shock.
No, so you're welcome. I find it's amazing that this is coming up now.
We in no way planned this, and yet this is coming out obviously when it needs to come out, like everything does.
Ever.
And so many different facets to each, for individually, for me and for him, on different levels. So yeah. Now I know why they want to talk about it.
When I see these soul memories on a cell, for me it's on a cellular level, it's not just in the brain, it's in our cells. And you have this knowing you were killed in this lifetime for being your true self. So how big is a fight in yourself to protect yourself?
Absolutely.
And then protect him for abandon him again as well, with this knowing when you step in this, you will be separated. And then in him as well, because he, as he is now in this lifetime, the man, for sure he wants you to step into your power. For sure.
He always supported me in my always.
And then in the cell memory of this lifetime, he has to do everything to avoid that you step in your power, because you will be killed, you will be separated again. You will be alone again.
Wow.
Wow.
What a revelation.
What a revelation.
Past life stuff is powerful, is very powerful.
Yes.
But yeah, didn't expect the conversation to go that way.
And I think the twin flame thing we do it another time again. We will have a look what will come up then, and we stay open for this. What is happening now?
And this is the beauty of just letting it flow, because whatever is meant to come out will come out. And I guess it's shedding a lot of light on the patterns and the feelings and the behaviors. And and I'll go as far to say that when I mean, obviously I did delay it because my awakening was 7 years ago. I had all that time before that, a good chunk of my late 20s and my 30s was all characterized by illness and distortion and lack of alignment, and lack of purpose.
I know that.
Lack of purpose. You know, I convinced myself I was put on this earth to suffer. But I'm drawing from the fact now that, and I have realized this before, that yes, I was a healer in probably multiple past lives, but because I was persecuted for being a healer, I guess that resistance that I had to my awakening, and it had to be, my awakening had to be abrupt.
Yeah, and it makes so much sense, because it is kind of protecting your life. Even when in this lifetime you're not threatened to be killed for being a healer, but when your whole system is believing this can happen.
Of course I'm going to resist it, right?
No,
I'm not going to want to
it was
step in.
protection.
I'm not going to want to step in. So the path of my life was to go as far away from that as possible. Mm-hmm. So be born into a family that is Catholic, be born into a family Southern European, be born into a family, every single tick of the box was, you're not going to be yourself. Mm-hmm. You're not going to be your true and authentic self. Allow yourself to be born into it. Choose a family where that's not going to be supported. Wow, well done to me, you know?
And yeah, and at the end you have chosen the perfect family to remind you, and all these restrictions, to become
not be my authentic self.
Yes.
To take a road, a career, a corporate career, which was so far away from what my authentic self was.
And your purpose.
And it allowed me the platform to be away from it. Because everything that has brought me to become my authentic self, to allow my authentic self, has been abrupt. Abrupt and powerful. And I'm realizing now that it had to be like that, because otherwise I would not have taken the road less traveled and decided to become my authentic self.
Wow. This is a moment of revelations.
This is so beautiful though, because it's like it's unraveling for everybody to see. Mm-hmm. And to hear.
Yes. How the dynamics come together.
Yeah, I really think that it's going to be relatable. Mm-hmm. Because we all have soul groups. We all reincarnate with the same soul group, primary and secondary. You know, just like twin flames, we have past lives. Just like karmics, we have past lives.
Yeah, and see the beauty in how you choose, or your soul choose, to reconnect with the perfect people to remind you through challenges, through triggers, through obstacles, through triggering all the wounds, to remind you on becoming your authentic and true self again.
How incredible is the universe?
Incredible. Amazing, incredible, wonderful.
You know, it's just really, no one can make this up.
I would like to come back before we wrap up a little bit to this, the revelation of what we found out, what you talked about, this past life you have with your husband, and I see already so much opening up in yourself, and like this puzzle piecings falling in place, and everything makes sense now. And just a little bit practical, how will you deal with this with him now? Do you have an idea already, or you will just for the moment, for sure, seeing how this is unfolding for you, will you tell him about this revelation?
yeah, I mean, he may watch the video, but
Yes.
may not. But I think that, yeah, most definitely, it's something that I'm going to discuss with him, and just see if we can come to a higher level of understanding about why we act the way that we act,
Mm-hmm.
or why we think the way that we think. And it's been such a, yeah, it was obviously the way that it was, and it's been confronting for me today. Like, this exact trigger or exact wound has been confronting for me today. And you know, and how many times have we all asked for an explanation,
Mm-hmm.
and it's years and years later that we manifest it, or we actually come to the, and like, we've just gone poof, and it's just appeared.
Yeah, and I just, in the meantime, even when I'm impatient, even when I wait, I know that these things come in the perfect moment. And what I can see already, and this is touching me deeply, that you can go with him to really step out of the patterns of your arguing, like you repeated several times, and can talk about and on another level, and have
On a higher level,
and
yeah.
see the bigger picture of it, and see what's underneath all these daily triggers,
Mm.
what's so much deeper and really threatening.
And finally purge it and release it and let it go.
And have a look what can happen then between you.
Yeah, and open up to a higher understanding, and I guess a higher level of knowing, to even a higher level of relationship.
This was coming up for me, when you can step out of
Yeah.
these habitual patterns
Mm.
and do this with your partner. So we often have to do our work alone, even in relationships. And when you have the chance to go there with him, how much beauty is in that, how much amazing beauty, universal healing power
The
comes
gift out
from
of
there.
it. It's like, and I mean, we've both been aware of this past life for 4 or 5 years now.
Mm-hmm. But now you're ready to have this revelation and to solve it and to see how this is infecting you now, here at the moment, where you're stepping so much out with your power. And he's on a point as well to have a look what he will do with his life. So it's a perfect
Yeah,
moment again.
perfect moment. And it always comes in that perfect moment. So wherever you are, you're always where you're meant to be.
And this also is so beautiful, as we talked about soul contracts and relationships. And for you, it's a romantic, it's a marriage relationship, but I think we have this with all people close to us, family members, that
Oh,
I
definitely.
think in your soul contract was already written to come to this point to heal this wound together. Everybody, your wound and his wound of abandonment, of threatening, of being killed, stepping in the power. And there's so much opportunity to heal for you. You're still your healing. I see this is just opening up. There's so much understanding coming in.
Yeah.
On the cellular level as well. And he has a chance as well to heal his wound from this life with you now in your contact.
Wow.
Yes. Wow. Wow.
We both did not see this coming.
No.
But it's beautiful how it's unraveled. It's wow. That's all I got to say. Thank you, Kaya.
Well, thank you, Antoinette. This is, I'm speechless. So we will leave this for the moment. Antoinette, do you want to say something at the end? There's something you will give our spectators?
Yeah, I guess what I want to say is divine timing. Like I'm probably looking a bit stunned right now, and I shouldn't, but I love it that the universe, I used to say nothing shocks me anymore, but I love it how the universe can conspire to throw something at you that you had no idea was going to happen, but come at the right time for you. So, like, if that's a message I got to give, like, believe in divine timing, trust, surrender. Because until you surrender, and I guess we get to the point that we just want to give up, and sometimes we think that's surrender, but surrender's not giving up. Surrender's trusting. Trusting in the higher power, in the higher source, in the higher time.
Beautiful said. And I can compliment with staying open as well forever what will happen. And this is for me something that is touching me in this moment of time so deeply, that I had this idea of this talk show and setting topics, and we just recorded, this is the second one, and we changed the topic in every level, and that something is unfolding for me in this moment, what I found so beautiful. And I think this will go on in these talks, that I stay open for whatever will happen, even when I have an idea about what I will talk with a person or I ask about, that something completely different can come up, and always a perfect thing in the perfect moment. And I'm so grateful to have you with me here, Antoinette, that we have discovered this together. I'm so curious how this will unfold. I will not announce with whom I talk after and about what. I will not any longer announce these things. We will see what will happen. And for everybody out there, please take this with you, to stay open, to trust in the universe, that everything is for you and will come in the perfect moment.
Beautifully said.
Yes.
Thank you, Claire. It's been an honor and a privilege, and I'm so grateful.
Me too, absolutely. I will send love to all you out there. Be nice, kind, and patient with yourself. Trust in the universe, and I love you all. Bye.